Hello, and thank you for tuning in on this week's episode of Mighty Mac Week in Review. It's October 11th. We were off yesterday for Columbus Day, but we're back for a special Tuesday episode. My name's Dave Molinaro. Sarah Pasternak is out student teaching, molding young minds, but we brought back Kelly McNally. A lot of fall teams are in their final playoff push, looking to finish off the season strong.
Let's start with women's soccer. They won their third straight on Tuesday with a 2-1 win over Notre Dame, and they hosted Cabrini on Saturday. Here are the highlights. Trailing 1-0 early in the first half, Erica Buckley plays a beautiful ball behind the Cabrini defense that Morgan McDonough collects and fires at the net, but her attempt sails just high. On the other end of the field, Allie Tracy was tested several times throughout the contest, and she came out of her cage to bat away the crossing attempt. Tracy would come up big again, as she made her best save of the day here on the Cabrini scoring chance, diving to her right to keep the ball out of the cage. The Macs would fall behind 2-0, but Courtney Stinger cut into that deficit as she shows off a great individual effort to make it 2-1, but Immaculata would fall 2-1. Currently, the Macs are in a tie for third place with 5 games left in their season.
They're going to host Centenary tomorrow afternoon at Draper Walsh Stadium for their pink game. Make sure you come out and wear pink. And then Saturday, they're traveling to Rosemont.
Immaculata Tennis had a huge week, sweeping all 4 of their CSAC matches against Clark Summit, Cedar Crest, Notre Dame, and Cabrini, behind CSAC's Women's Tennis Player of the Week and Mighty Mac of the Week, Kelly Gross. The Macs are currently in third place and need a win in one of their final 2 CSAC matches to lock up a 4th straight playoff berth. They will host York in their home finale on Wednesday before traveling to Newman and Rosemont this weekend.
The men's team had a big week as they hosted Stockton in a non-conference game, the final one of their season, before heading to Clark Summit to start back up conference play. Let's see how they did. Early on in the game, Mark Stodmeyer gathers the ball up at midfield and chips it behind the defense to Alex Noel, who sends the shot towards the cage, but it goes just wide. This new dynamic duo for the Macs has been at it all season long, this time with Noel providing the assist, the 6th of the season for him as he finds space and feeds it to CSAC Weekly Honor Roll member freshman Nick Boulay for his 4th goal of the season, put the Mighty Macs up 1-0 less than 5 minutes into the game. In the second half, the Macs were tested on the defensive end as senior goalie Joe Lebonsky makes one of his 6 saves, diving to his right to keep the free kick attempt out of the net. The Macs would finish off the 1-0 shutout win over Stockton behind the great effort by CSAC Defensive Player of the Week Joe Lebonsky as he makes another diving save here late in the game. The Macs ended the weekend right. Conference game on the road at night. It's double overtime against Clark Summit. 22 seconds left, and Nick Boulay scores one, puts the Mighty Macs up 1-0, gives them a big conference win on the road.
The Macs are tied for third with a 2-1 CSAC mark and will host Rosemont on Tuesday and Gwen and Mercy on Saturday.
Mighty Mac Field Hockey dropped a non-conference game at Goucher early in the week and then fell to Gwen at Mercy in a return to CSAC play. They are currently 1-2 in the CSAC and tied for 5th place, just outside of the playoff picture. They will play on the road this week at Delaware Valley, DeSales, and Keystone.
The volleyball team looked to build off their first CSAC victory of the season last week when they hosted Clark Summit in their Dig Pink game. Here are the highlights. In the first set, the Macs take advantage of a free ball as Olivia Carter bumps it to Olivia Drzezinski, who sets Shelby Belk for the big kill. Later in the first set, it's Belk doing things on the defensive end, as she comes up with a block to give Immaculata 25-11 first set victory. Leading 6-5 in the second set, it's Drzezinski putting up one of her 27 assists for Gabby Guerrera, who finishes off the point for the Macs. The Macs would win the second set as CSAC Player of the Week Arden Bizard comes up with a dig, and Drzezinski gets the point as IU took the set 25-16, and the third set 25-20. The Macs then swept Rosemont on Saturday to move 3-2 in the CSAC.
Mighty Mac women's cross country finished in the 28th position this past weekend at the DeSales Invitational, and the men did not earn a team score. The Macs will be off this weekend before hosting the Immaculata Invitational on October 20th.
The golf team placed 13th at the Muhlenberg Invitational, led by a 73 from Anthony Spatico, which placed him in a tie for 6th. The Macs will play at the Franklin and Marshall Invitational next Monday. There are home games this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Make sure you come out and support.
And one final note before we end this episode. This October 14th at 3 p.m. on the brand new basketball courts outside of Alumni Hall. Come out for Shooting for a Cure. It's a 3v3 basketball tournament. It's going to raise money for cancer awareness. All the money's going to the Light the Night Foundation. There's going to be a DJ, IU's very own Creamy D, giveaways, and an opportunity to see who's the best basketball players on campus. They're asking that the teams donate $10. When you want to register, find Mike Griffin, Coach Hugh Donovan, or on IM Leagues. So make sure you come out. That's going to be a good cause. Again, this Friday, there's flyers around campus.
And that is it for us this week. I'm Kelly McNally.
I'm Dave Molinaro, and go Max.